Everyone, I'm JG. Welcome to my new channel I've recently started. Allow me to introduce myself. I've been in the car business for 30 plus years. New sales, used sales, financing, wholesaling, pretty much every aspect of the car world. I want to start out by, if there's not a little flim-flam in the car world and everything is an even playing field today, why is it when we go to Walmart and purchase a gallon of milk, it's the same price for everyone? Orange juice, you get where I'm going with this. We go to the same store, get the same buggy of groceries, odds are we're going to be charged the same amount. Yet, in the car world, the blue Jeep, if you will, it's always a different price. Now, I'm not talking about once it's financing and trade-ins, I'm talking about the price. That gives you all something to think about. For the dealerships that are doing what they're supposed to be doing, there's nothing wrong with making a profit. There's nothing wrong with buying a new vehicle. My goal is to let this channel grow, do videos to get people educated on what to look for, what to do, what not to do. I've got you 6 steps here. If you'll follow these, if you're a novice, never bought a new vehicle, do these. If you've bought vehicles, you might hear something in here that you didn't think about. And if you know as much as I know, good deal. Step number 1, no impulse buying. If you're driving down the street, you see a blue Jeep Wrangler and it just catches your eye and you pull in. When the sales rep comes, he's trained. He's trained to sell you the vehicle there and then. Some are more pushy than others. That's why a lot of people do not like car salesmen. Don't act, put your poker face on. You just want to see the miles, the price, the VIN number. I've been at dealerships where they would not give people prices. Now, if it's a new vehicle, it's going to have a window sticker. It's going to have all your options, if you will, and it's going to have an MSRP. MSRP price, manufacturer suggested retail price. You don't even have to pay that. There's going to be rebates, incentives, depending on the vehicle. We'll get into that part later. We don't have enough time in this one video. So you're going to get as much info as you can. Maybe drive it, maybe not. Step number 2. You're going to shop before going. So in a perfect world, when you see that blue Jeep Wrangler that you just got to have, it catches your eye. Keep in mind, a lot of things are done strategically in a dealership, down to where they set you, what you can and cannot see or hear, or what they let you see or hear. Anyway, step number 2, you shop before going. So you see this blue Jeep, you're going to go home. You're going to look it up online, obviously. Or you're going to come back when they're closed. You're going to get the 17-digit VIN number. Look on the window. Go down to the bottom right corner, MSRP price. Write that down. If you see any other, what they call add-ons, usually to the right, or it'll be addendum, that's a markup. Usually they'll put things like wheel locks, nitrogen in the tire, spray under the bottom, $3,000 markup. Try to avoid that dealership. Unless that's just the Jeep you really want, then you really better listen to this video and be really prepared when you go in there. Because if they've already got it marked up on the lot, you know what's going to happen if you have a trade-in and when you get to financing. If you don't, I will tell you. Step number 3, online scams, what we call bait and switch. That's what happened with my friend. I'll tell that complete story at the end briefly to go along with this. Online scam, this bait and switch. So, you seen this Jeep, okay? You go online. You might see it and you might not. But for the person that sees a vehicle, maybe it's the Ford Mustang, they go the next day. They've talked to someone online now, to someone. So the vehicle's there, you can't wait to get there. You get there and all of a sudden, it's not there. Seen it, it's amazing. How did I know that? It was either sold, it's on a test drive, there's all those, okay? If it is there and they take you to it, then we'll go on to the other steps here in a minute. But when they do the bait and switch like they did with him, you're best to leave. Step number 4, have financing already done. Now, your local credit union, your local bank, whoever you bank with, they're on your side more than the dealership. Again, I'm not saying all dealerships are out to get you. They are out to make as much profit and get the trade, if you have one, as cheap as possible. Take my word for that. Your financing already done. So you're going to kind of know where you're at. You're going to have the information on this Jeep. You're going to have the VIN number. They don't care about the MSRP. Okay? They're going to care about the VIN number, what year it is, and the miles it's on it. Step number 5. Golden rule. Never get on payments. They train sales reps. They train them. Mrs. Johnson, where do you need to be at? I've heard that so many times. And the customer says, $450. So if I can get you $450 a month on this, you'll buy it. Yes. Wrong. Stay on price. Now you may be thinking, JG, what if I'm not buying? Yes, you are. Because they will take your payments and make them longer, even 6 months longer. Imagine that. And it's never going to be the $450. If it is, it's going to be down with a down payment. It's always, you're trying to get the best rate here, and possibly if the dealership can beat your local bank's rate, because once you get to the end of this, it's going to take a few videos, but I'm going to get you to where you get your bank, and guess what? Most of them have 50 to 60 lenders, especially if it's a large dealership. Let them compete and buy your rate down. That's right. Okay, so you've got all this down. Now, step number 6. No trade-in. Going back, when you look at this Jeep that you went to look at, you've driven it, you've gotten all your information, you've taken everything. You may have even taken the Jeep to your local credit union. I'm using them for an example because sometimes 2 heads are better than 1. Now, if it's got 13 miles on it, you don't see any scratches, as long as you know all the options, the trim level, if you will, then you'll be okay. Never tell this dealership, I got a trade-in. Even if they see you pull up and they say, are you trading that in? Don't lie, but probably not. There's a reason for that. You want to get the best price possible for this Jeep. Again, I'm using the Jeep as an example. Now, at the very end, where you have it, where you know because they know you're not playing business, because a lot of times the first thing out of their mouth, let's do a credit app. Really? So you're going to pull my credit, run it. I haven't even driven this vehicle you're trying to show me, so how do I know I like it if I haven't even driven it? The price is irrelevant if I don't like the vehicle. What if you get in and can't see out of it? What if there's a safety issue? There's a lot of, all they care about is selling the vehicle. That's all they care about. On to the next one. You're going to be with this vehicle 5, 6, 7, 8, I heard the other day 9 years. It's unbelievable. So at the very end of your deal, you've not signed any paperwork, you've not agreed to anything. You look at your sales rep and say, I'm okay with that price. I want to trade my 2015 Ford Fusion in. Well, you're going to see the color go out of his face, because you're not going to be the most popular person in the dealership, but they play poker with you, so you're turning the tables on them. You already know the best price on that vehicle. Now you're going to see what they're going to give you, whether you owe anything or not. That's where the numbers get twisted, and that's where people, I see it every day. I've seen it year after year. Well, JG, I'm upside down. JG, I'm upside down. And a lot of people are, and obviously a vehicle depreciates, some more than others. We all know this. But guys, it breaks my heart when people say, well, I owe $10,000 more than it's worth, and I still got, that's what I'm trying to avoid here. So, going back through all this, they tell you what they will give you for your trade-in. Then you crunch your numbers, everything adds up. You might want to go back to the your local bank or credit union again. You know in your head where you need your payment to be if you're financing, but you never discuss that. That's only for you to know. What they did to my friend, I'll make this short and sweet. He went to a dealership. He was in a hurry. Didn't think his credit was as good as it actually was, and kind of a little bit embarrassed about it. They didn't want me to know it. So he gets there, the vehicle he goes to get, they don't have it, but they have another one. So it's already been marked up a little bit. They put an addendum on it. He tells him he's got to trade his vehicle in. They do the credit out. Long story short, they got him both ways. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please again like it, subscribe, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.